right, what we got, baby? I'm Stevie Knight's daddy, Chase Demoor, Stevie Knight, digital face-off. Let's get into it, man. Listen, if you haven't already figured it out, you know what I'm saying? We over here on the Young Kick. Pull up on me, gang. Pull up on me, gang. Kick.com/Joenojoseph. Let's go.
Friday, April 21st, live on the Zone. Nola, stand up.
Stand up if you're with me.
Live on the Zone. Nola, stand up. Turn out as we are coming to you. Le'Veon Bell, JMX, top the bill. But throughout the card, there is fire. And just here, there is a real rivalry brewing. Chase Demoor returns against Stevie Knight. There's been a lot of back and forth already. We've not even started the campaign.
That boy Chase been working on that promo. I can't catch.
Social media, so who knows what's going to happen in the next sort of 15, 20 minutes or so. But boys, welcome to you both. Chase, welcome back. I'll start with you.
Is that Luke Cage?
I feel so good. I'm feeling like the redemption tour. I know you said we haven't even started the campaign, but like, man, this has been a thing in the making for a while now. I gotta give it to him. Like, you have to have some stones to step into a boxing ring, especially if it's your first time ever. And I hate to be that guy because this for me means a lot more than any other fight because I got a lot to prove personally. So it's not my first rodeo, and I'm really excited to get in there and get after this thing.
Come on.
Talk to me a little bit about having a lot to prove. The differences, the progression that you've made from your last fight against Josh Bruckner to where we are now.
Yeah, it was like night and day. Last fight with Josh Bruckner, I didn't really take too seriously. I had 2 weeks notice for that fight. I had 0 sparring. It was my second fight ever. It wasn't like I had this extensive fight camp. This time, after that last loss, how it went, I realized conditioning is going to be peak. It's going to be something that you can't take for granted in boxing. Coming from a football background. It's easy to take plays off, get your breath back. You don't really get that in boxing. I think that since the last fight with Josh, I've been inside arguably the toughest boxing gym in California with some of the toughest fighters, pro and in Misfits pro. And I just think that sparring 2-3 times a week for the last 3-4 months is going to be pivotal in this fight. So
it's going to show who really won it. It's really going to show who won it. That's what I'm thinking.
Good afternoon. Good morning.
I'm with that.
Yes, it was early over here.
Thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing, sir? How are you embracing life into the world of Misfits?
It's been cool. Just bickering back and forth with Chase, but yeah, I'm just here, ready to see how this is going to be. Ready to see what takes place April 21st. I'm chilling, man. Just going on this ride.
Stevie, talk to me a little bit about your thought process when this fight was put to you. How quick were you to sign up for it? What makes you want to accept this fight? What can you show in this fight? Just talk to me a little bit about
training already. What the fuck?
Picture from your perspective.
Yeah, I've always
fresh eats,
interest in the social media boxing wave, and I honestly don't even know how this fight came to be, bro. I guess I said some things on the video that Chase didn't think too kindly of, and then that's where them created this fire, whatever the hell you want to call this. You know what I'm saying? But I really don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I guess I got to get my ass in training camp now. Sound like right? But I don't really know. I don't really have any experience or prior knowledge about any of the social media influence, besides like KSI and Jake Paul, of course, man. But the only thing I have to base any of my knowledge on this fight is Chase's performance in that last fight. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, as far as me talking shit or trying to ridicule the fool, I don't need to do any of that. I can just let that fight speak for itself. So it sounds like he's been in the lab doing some things, so we can expect to have a better performance and some good entertainment for.
He been talking shit. I'm trying to figure out why he acted so respectful on here. It's really sounding weird, but let's go.
I was watching, man, but like I said, it's my first rodeo with this shit, and you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see what's gonna happen from it.
We have a saying over here in the UK. I don't know if it's used that commonly over in America, but I'm sure you can get the gist of it. Grinning like a Cheshire cat. Chase Demoor was ear to ear smiling when you were talking about his last fight and getting in the lab and working. Chase, over to you. What
like a Cheshire cat?
That was music to your ears just then.
It wasn't really anything that Steve just says music for years, but I understood. My whole team understands that all these press conferences were going to be based off of my last performance. What's funny is he says he doesn't know how the fight came to be. Essentially, I was reached out through Misfits. I was meant to fight Tito Ortiz, and I was training to fight Tito Ortiz, UFC Hall of Famer, on this Misfits card. And Tito was saying very similar things about my last boxing match. Well, I was posting on my close friends' current sparring footage, and Tito got a hold of it and then backed out of the fight. And then Stevie was brought to my attention, mid-January, and they're like, "Hey, would you want to fight this guy named Stevie?" you know, he's chatted about you on these YouTube videos. You know, he's a commentator. He's somebody who thinks that, you know, the boxing scene's easy. And I was like, you know what? Like, you know, tell him if, you know, he wants to step inside in the ring, inside the squared circle and test this influencer boxing scene as easy as, you know, it looks. And, you know, I'm right here for it. And, you know, I need a couple good fights underneath my belt anyways, especially after that Bruckner fight. So, you know, like I said, I'm going to this one pretty excited. You know, get this one done out of the way and focus on to the next one.
It's interesting that you say that about all the press conferences and media events that are to come over the next few weeks. They're going to be bringing up that last fight and that last performance. We have to address it. You know, it was as any pro fighter will tell you, respect to anyone who steps in between the ropes. It's not as easy as it looks when you get inside the ring. But what did you make of that fight when you came away and you had a look at your performance in that and you sat down and watched it back? What did you take from that?
I took that, you know, Josh has 19 years of fight experience. You know, the biggest thing that any fighter will tell you is you can have as many camps as you want.
And it doesn't even look like it doesn't like you saw him fight. It does not like he got 19 years.
Too much energy, not enough energy is because like once you gas out, you're sitting duck essentially. And I think that the biggest takeaways from that last fight is I fought Corey, beat up on Corey. My first fight, didn't learn anything from it. My second fight's against Josh. Everybody's like, we want a knockout. It's your second fight now. Get a knockout. Josh is dangerous. Josh is this. Josh is that. And I was just listening to so many other people tell me about this fighter and like, you know, if I want to admit it or not, in your head, you're sitting there going like, well, if everybody's so scared to fight this guy for years and he's considered the boogeyman, then I'm not going to have a choice but to go in there and give everything I have to knock this guy out. And I wish that, you know, if I could go back, I would take that first round a little bit slower. Obviously, if you watch the fight, I was just in there, just guns to the wall, just throwing everything. You know, my jab would send him into the ropes, et cetera, et cetera. And then, you know, you get gassed out. It's just like you can't really put up a fight once you get gassed out because what they don't tell you is when you have a lot of muscle, those muscles take up a lot of oxygen and those arms get heavy. And that's why you see like a lot of these like super fit boxers that you're like, oh, would win in a street fight inside of a boxing ring. It's not the same. And I think that the biggest takeaways is like, yeah, like between Corey and Josh, you know, like their faces were both equally pretty messed up after my last performance with them. I didn't really get touched that much. And, you know, like boxing's a sport of, you know, touching and not getting touched. You know, 84-inch wingspan. I'm athletic. I'm strong. You know, my biggest takeaway was like learning how to
definitely
pace
getting
myself,
touched.
1 and 2, fighting my own game plan, not fighting other people's game plan. So.
Stevie, Chase is talking a confident game, and I know that you picked up on a few of his confident tweets and posts and things. What do you make of everything he's just said there? Do you think, in your opinion, he's had the time to learn what was needed, to learn to come in and fight yourself?
Yeah, it sounds like there's been a big learning curve there, man. But the only thing that confuses me is like the amount of confidence he has. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, it's coming out crazy with it.
Performances in the past, you know, it would make sense to me to like approach things more humbly, but you know. For whatever reason, he's like juiced up and gassed up about him, you know, being the best in his boxing game now, which doesn't make any sense. But I'm glad to see that, you know, he is.
I can't wait to be surprised because he really is. He got like this whole gusto out of nowhere
to try and, I suppose, expose and try and show that maybe he does need humbling if that's the approach that you want to take.
Absolutely.
How do you plan on doing
that? Fighting in the ring, man. You know what I'm saying? Like fighting in the ring, doing what I need to do.
Yo! Why haven't you subscribed? Don't know what you're doing with your life, but you really need to get it together, all right, baby? We're trying to hit some crazy numbers this year. So come link up, baby, okay? A party every single time.
Do I need to take care of to, you know, calm all this rah-rah shit down?
He does speak about being tremendously fit. I don't think anyone could take that away from him. You look at the physique, it's certainly not one I could rival. Is that something that you need to worry about? The engine within there, the machine, the will to sort of be better is clearly already in this person. Is that something to be mindful of?
Say that one more time. What I need to...
So it's something that he has in his mind is clearly the will to better himself. You look at Chase as an athlete, you know, he's clearly something that he's worked on for a long, long time is this physique, is this ability to be an athletic person.
Mm-hmm.
If he transcends that into boxing and he puts that will into being better, is that something you need to be wary of?
I mean, I guess it's like a redemption tour now, right? He's trying to redeem himself for what he's done in the past. You know what I'm saying? To go out like that, you know what I'm saying? Show yourself looking like that in front of the world is kind of crazy. So I'd imagine that's, you know, putting a fire up under his ass to you know, look better in front of everybody. I mean, am I worried about it? Nah, because I mean, there's certain things you can learn from boxing, and there's, you know, how you are. You know what I'm saying? Like how he seems to be has nothing to do with the boxing. He could be as learned up on the learning curve as the boxing shit as possible. But
it's still not
from
be
what
that.
I saw from, you know, from the world. So
we all saw.
Some people cut from a certain cloth, and some people aren't. And from what I saw, it doesn't seem like he's a fighter.
No,
it doesn't seem like he.
But hey, but he listen, he got something in him because something's coming up out of nowhere, and I'm excited to see what's going on. I'm very excited.
Regardless of how tired he was, can I cuss?
course you can quit. It's
Huh?
fine. Yeah.
Regardless of how tired he was, the motherfucker quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can be, technical or, as confident as you want to be as a fighter, but you quit. And that to me, that shows a lot.
Facts.
And it's gonna be one hell of a training camp to like
you showed your
get
heart
that shit up out of a person
already.
Spend however long it was, November till now. I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
If the Chase Demoor that showed up against Josh Bruckner shows up against Stevie Knight, what happens to Chase Demoor?
It's gonna be a long night. Well, it's gonna be a quick night for Chase Demoor. I hope that doesn't happen, though, bro. I hope that doesn't happen. I addressed this shit in the video that I posted about some of my thoughts about the fight, man. And I actually want to actually showcase a fight. I don't want none of this bullshit to happen because I don't want to be associated to no clown shit. So it sounds like he's taking it serious, and we'll have the opportunity.
Like you said, we gonna see.
Get some shit going.
Chase,
that's what I anticipate.
Chase, he's made reference to you quitting in that fight. So
yeah. So let me address this entirely. So first of all, it wasn't even me that quit. In fact, I told them not to throw in the towel.
Who quit? Who was it that quit?
My young coaches who have been relieved of duty after that fall because I was good to go. Secondly, my confidence comes from the ability to perform amongst actual pros now. Obviously, I spar with Le'Veon Bell, amongst many other pros that come down to Jackrabbit. And I can't remember the last time I had a bad sparring day. On top of that, in all of my fights, I've never been dropped. Not a single time have I been split open, no blood, no black eyes. I've never touched the canvas. So I would be very impressed if somebody who has never been into a boxing ring could come in there and do that. I would say that 99.99% of the time.
Hey, okay, hold on.
You are.
I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. He talking his shit though. Hold on now. Hold on. Let him cook.
You've never been
let him cook.
Boxing ring. You're not gonna understand that boxing is not the same as a street fight. It's a game of high stakes chess. And I think that 4 months, 5 months, however long it's been, is an adequate camp. I would hope that by that time I could learn how to pace myself and bare minimum is throw a proper 1-2, move around in the ring. I think that a lot of these fights, you sit there, you look at the last fight, and it's like I personally would not look at that last fight as anything because one, I showed up to that fight completely like I was out at the clubs, I was out partying, like I showed up to that fight as a complete joke.
But I mean that does show your mental, like you know what I'm saying. That shows what you.
I want that rematch now that I understand.
If you really want it, right?
Like I said, props to Stevie for stepping into the ring. Even Josh, I always give mad respect to anybody that's willing to step inside the squared circle because that takes stones. And I think that once you get in there, you have to realize you got to fight for 3 minutes. Like nobody's coming to save you. You're plan B, you're plan C, you're every plan. Nobody's coming to get you. And I think that there's only one way out. And it's you either get knocked out or you make it to the end. And I think you're fighting 12 minutes straight. You start realizing like, holy shit, like fatigue makes the strongest man weak. And I think that I hope that he's joking when he says he's not been to camp because we have really 3 weeks in this thing. And that last week we're over there, doing the press conferences and stuff. And so I really hope that, he's in the gym. I hope he's running. I hope he's put the weights down for sure. And, like I said, mad respect to him, but, I'm going to have to end this one super quick and in a meaningful statement.
Okay.
Tell me about this GOAT talk.
I'm the greatest of all time. Nobody's better. There's never been anybody better. I think I picked up the sport late. I think I'm the greatest ever. I think that you can talk about the missed swing all you want, but like look at Josh's face, look at Corey's face, look at my face. Never been touched, never been dropped. I'm the greatest ever. I want Greg Hardy. I want Tyson Fury. I want Deontay Wilder. I want them all. I'll drop them all. I'll fight them all the same night. I'm the greatest that I've ever done.
Oh, he dropped his phone.
Hey, yeah, Stevie's daddy.
On cue, Chase.
Nah, he wildin'. Nah, he wildin'.
Is everybody else going to be able to see that, dog?
Yeah, Chase, I don't know if you planned that, but if you did, that was genius.
I can't even hate, bro. I can't. Oh, Lord, bro.
I don't know if you planned that, but if you did.
Yeah, he fucking playing that shit.
Very well.
He definitely playing that.
Praised. Very.
Fire as hell, though. Fire as hell.
You need it.
No. It was purposely done.
Well, fine job in doing it, sir. Let me talk about this because it's very easy to jump on this sort of like the bandwagon of comments of like, how can you say you're the GOAT or look at this guy delusional? But I guess you've got to have that mindset, yeah? You've got to believe getting in the ring that you're the best.
No, it's a fact. Like it's written in the books. It's already written. Like, what I mean? Like, okay. You believe by faith. I believe that I'm the pound for pound heavyweight champ of the world. Nobody's better. Nobody's ever going to be better. And they never wanted me to learn how to box. I've learned how to fight now. And,
well,
I'm the boogeyman.
What
now.
the
It's
fuck?
called delusion, bro. That's called delusion, dog.
I'm floating. I'm singing. Muhammad Ali can mess with me on my worst day.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna get
What?
Tyson Fury on the phone later on, and maybe we go through.
You tell Fury if he wants a real fight, stop ducking me.
Stop
He's a duck.
ducking.
Josh is a duck.
I
Josh
can't
is
take
duck.
this
We're all
shit
ducks.
serious.
Ducks everywhere. It's duck season.
You have Stevie Knight business first. Are you gonna knock Stevie Knight out?
It's too easy, Stevie.
Oh man, bro.
What is happening?
Laugh this hard on this shit, bro.
I'm coming on Stevie's reaction videos. I'm gonna dress him like a clown after I'm done with them, and I'll be like, I want you to tell the world now. I want you to tell them all now. Talk about the missed swings now.
Stevie, you had a lot to digest
Chat,
there.
what?
Stevie's daddy popped up on the screen. You know, you're in a list. You're in good company if you're on a list with Deontay Wilder, Tyson, etc.
I'm probably gonna be the only one he listed from on that list, though. Not probably, guaranteed, bro. But he's bugging.
I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you going to knock out Chase?
I mean, that's the plan, right? That's definitely the plan, dog. I don't know what to expect with him, man. After that last fight, I don't know what to expect with him. Brody, he know what to say. He know the right words to say. And clearly, he's been in the camp, dog. I don't know what to expect from Chase Demoor on fight night, man.
I find it. I'll be honest. I don't know about you.
I like that he's like basically taking him as a joke right now. I can
a moment
because I'm trying to understand it as well, bro. I don't understand where this like because he wasn't like he said he wasn't that confident, but he did say he let other people get ahead of him, so like get in his mind, and now it's just him. He knows what to do.
When you're in front of one another in the fight week hotel or a press conference or whatever, the energy can be very different. How do you think it's going to be when you see Chase there in front of you?
I know how I'm going to be, but I already know Chase going to be on some goofy shit. He's going to be on some goofy shit, bro.
What about you, Chase? Same question.
I'm clearly going to take it very serious. My first guy is what it is. Josh, I think I showed up to that press conference drunk. I actually left the open workout to go eat lunch and came back when he was done. This one, I haven't decided. I think we'll just see when we get there about what I come up with. I usually come up with it, about 10 minutes before I get there. If I decide to show up, I might pull a Dylan Dennis and be like, you know what? In the most disrespectful way possible, this isn't worth my time. I'll see you in the ring.
You're an undercard, bro. I mean, I like it though. You gotta talk your shit.
Okay, well, Chase, I'll come to you.
Oh God, it's cringe.
I'll ask you the same question in a moment. Chase, I want to leave this with a final message. If you could look straight into the camera and give Stevie a message ahead of fight night, what would you say?
Come on, what you got?
Stevie, I hope you are getting in camp. Just make sure you're running every night. Burn off some of the muscle. And I hope you're ready for this thing because I'm excited to acquaint you to the influencer boxing scene, and I hope you stick around a while. But remember that first loss and who it came from.
Hold up,
Stevie. Damning words. Final word to yourself. Straight into the camera. What message do you have for Chase Demoor?
This is not about to be no walk in the park, homie. It's not, bro. That's all I got.
I don't walk in parks.
I don't walk in parks.
Walk, stroll, we're in New Orleans. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's
get it.
What the fuck?
This is my redemption tour. I'm coming back for my belt. Bring it to me. I want two.
The redemption tour. Come on, Stevie Knight.
I got a spot just for you right here, Stevie. Like, look, I'm gonna put my knockout photo right here above my championship boxing trophies.
What you really got you really got the shit. You had that embarrassing ass performance there. You got a statue.
Oh yeah, your face.
You need to burn
right
that
here.
Shit, dog. Last
right
time
here,
you wore that shit.
Just for you right there.
Burn that shit, bro. That's bad juju, dog. Get that shit out your house.
We coming.
Get that shit out your house, bro.
I gotta say, fellas, this has been different.
What the fuck?
I can't wait to see you both in New Orleans. I wish you both good health through fight camp. And guys, Chase Demoor, Stevie and I, April 21st in New Orleans. It's live.
It's gonna be interesting to see.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
You're not 6 foot. She's not.